It's game time, we ain't playing with you. It's game time, it's game time, we ain't playing with you. That's how we ball for y'all.
What up, what up, what up, what up? You are rocking with Dubop. Yo, thanks for joining for episode 83. Round of applause. Everybody's doing good, everybody's doing well. Let's jump in some of these topics, man. The No King protest that was going on. They said, okay, well, Trump said nobody's going to show up to this thing. Now I see all over the world, they're just protesting and they're saying there's no king. I don't even know when this started. I didn't even see the clip. Or when Trump must have said, I guess he's trying to declare, he's king. But I don't know. I mean, I think the country is just upset about a lot of things that is going on. So they feel like they have to protest, and everybody has the right to protest. That is part of the First Amendment with the freedom of speech. The whole big thing. You know how I feel about that. So these protests is just voicing how the public feel, and it's shown around the world. You around the world from London, starting it off. Um, just people unhappy what is what's going on. They're not satisfied. They're not satisfied with the ICE situation. People just being just pulled out of their homes and no for no reason. I mean, some of the stuff is it's like a real big balance when it comes to that type of thing because you don't know who they're targeting. It's pretty soon they say they're targeting Spanish people, then they're targeting black people, they're targeting you know minorities. So it's just like I don't think they got a good handle on what they're doing with the ICE. Um, because it's showing the different clips. It's showing different clips. People are seeing what is actually happening to their families and breaking up and things like that. But yeah, it's a movement. I mean, it shows. I mean, millions of people is gathering around the world and protesting about different things that is not what they agree. And Trump's probably just trying to run another. He's looking towards the running again, which that's never been done before. So the people feel like there's no dictatorship here. You hanging out with Putin too much. You know what I mean? That's over there in Russia. We don't do that over here in America. So we still have to listen to the people. The people put you in power. So you promise them certain things that you was gonna do, and you're doing some of it. But then there's also the right way to go about doing these things, and it's looking like it's not because bringing national guards in different cities where nobody agreed to this just because you feel like you're not getting along with different politics. That's politics over there, man. You know what I mean? That's we still our own country. Man, at the end of the day, we all together. If it's Republican, if it's Democrat, we still live here all together. So there's no go against America. You can't just form your own troops and go into other cities and now they get allowed to do whatever they want to do. That's not how it works. That's why we have the government. That's why we have the Congress. That's why we have these things in law. You have to abide by the rules too. Everybody has to abide by these rules. So when you go into different cities without their permission and just sending the National Guards, that's not how it goes. It's not how it works. And that's not how it works. And obviously, people around the world seeing that and it's like, no, we don't agree with that. You can't come in Chicago and do these things. You can't come in New York and do these things. You can't do you can't. These are places that Washington D.C. You did it, okay, but now you can't just go to every city and do it. It's not like that's not fixing everything. That's not solving anything. And plus, the government's still shut down. It's 3 weeks in going on. Like, come on, it's a lot of things that people are not happy about, and people are voicing their opinion, and that's why they're protesting around the world. But there's no kings, so like, yeah.
No King's protest is far bigger and far more massive than anybody expected. Millions of Americans took to the streets across the country in each state to show their love of country, to show their patriotism, and to stand up to Donald Trump's power grabs. Not just here in America, but we saw this around the globe. More than 1,000 events have already started across the globe, from London to Tokyo to Australia and Germany. People came out to tell Donald Trump where he can shove it. And Donald Trump and Republicans, they wanted violence. They wanted chaos. They wanted anti-American sentiment. But instead, all they got were peaceful patriots that loved their country and wanted to exercise their First Amendment rights. But here's the best part. It doesn't end here. It's a worldwide protest, not just U.S. We have Japan to Australia, all across the Europe and more. This is the First Amendment right now in real time. Folks are saying, we'll do this again. You can count on that. That's how we really show him there are no kings in America. There's rules you've got to abide by. But you can know Donald Trump is seeing this and he's fuming. Trump's
Is
weak.
is he fuming? Yo, Donald, I'll tell you this, man. All this AI, it brings up another thing with AI because even him seeing this, and they said he made AI basically all the protesters. He's just shitting on them. I mean, yo, is this did he really do that? I can't believe he posted that and did that. I mean, you're supposed to be the president. How do you make it? Not even making it, probably somebody else making it. But how you just gonna repost that? I understand you don't agree with what's going on, but damn, Trump, I don't know. Are you with us or are you against us? Because like it feels like you're not listening. You feel like you're not even, you're not even seeing what was going on. Like you're not even caring. Like you're in your own bubble, you're in your own world, and you just keep adding fuel to the fire. But it's crazy. I'll show you the AI joint. It's crazy. I hope he didn't do it. He did it. He has a king. Crown on his head. Sitting on the protest. I hope he didn't do that. It's like you're not getting it. You're not understanding. You're not understanding. You're not understanding what is going on. If you really did that, when you see millions of people around the world, and they taking shots too. They was taking a lot of shots. It's like, well, how you don't get along with immigrants when you was an immigrant, wife is an immigrant, your kids is an immigrant. Like this is crazy. But I seen somebody in Mississippi. They was like, "Yo, hey, you bring these National Guards over here. He said, I'm towing their cars and I'm locking them up." Well, actually, no, he said ICE. He said, if we bring ICE over here, I'm towing their cars and I'm locking them up. I'm like, oh, like, that just shows you how around different states is not agreeing what he's doing. So for the Mississippi County Sheriff to say that, he ain't playing with
to confront the surge in violence and crime. I want to assure every citizen of DeSoto County that your safety is our top priority. We are fully prepared to protect our community from any criminal activity that attempts to spill across our county line. I have contacted the Mississippi Department of Corrections and requested that they remove all state prisoners from our jail. This will create additional space in our correctional facility. We are putting every resource on alert. Our deputies are ready. Our tow truck operators are prepared. If you come into DeSoto County to commit a crime, you will be arrested, your vehicle will be towed, and you will go to jail, period. For every citizen in DeSoto County that lives here, rest easy knowing that we are proactive, united, and committed. To those who think they can bring violence here, we want you to think again. We will not tolerate it, and we will not hesitate to act. We stand strong, and we're prepared to defend this county.
it just shows a lot of people not agreeing with these things. And how could you run you sit on your throne and all these things are going on and you're not, it feels like you're not with the people. It's like a disconnect. It's a disconnect somewhere. can't be that many people just don't like you. It just can't be. So it's got to be something else, that something is going on in the world, or even how you're running these things, and it's just not right. It's 100% not right. So, but even when you're doing all these things, I think it said, was Mike Johnson, I think. How do you go against everybody who's going to be at these protests at saying it's going to be an anti-American? Like, that's just crazy. Like, you're going to say anybody who attends this is against America? What I'm looking at is it's the opposite. It's like everybody's for America because they actually care enough to feel this way and see how things are going. And like, wait a minute, you're doing it to them, you're gonna do it to us. And where is it gonna stop? It's like you guys are not stopping. You're not understanding. You're not seeing what's going on, and you're just gonna head full and do whatever you want to do. And that's just not how it works. So we have the right to protest. So let them protest. Let everybody protest. I mean, that's their right. That's their right. You can't just go on the news to say, okay, if you attend these protests, you're anti-American. Like, it's not good. That's not good. That's not good. So, and people saying, these protests is not going to be over. This is just the beginning. A lot of people not agreeing with things going on. So that is their right. That is everybody's right to protest, and keep protesting if you feel strongly about it. That's part of the freedom of speech too. You talk about it and express how you feel, and that's the only way things can be talked about. Way things can be changed, and we all hopefully come together and resolve all these things, because it's not looking too good right now. But with all that said, I talked about the robot, the figures. I don't even like the word. I don't know what. I don't like. I said it before. I said, why do we call these robot figures? Like, it's too close to the other word. But I'm gonna let it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. I did see the figures. Now, I mean, they're getting better. They're getting better. They're improving. So it's showing what I talked about. Like, pretty soon these robots gonna be a second helpful person from carrying groceries, just helping around the house. Seeing the demonstration of them putting away dishes. So now they're cleaning up, vacuuming. Like, they're a form of, I wouldn't say slaves, but they're like, this is basically will help you looking towards the future. Like, a lot of this stuff is looking towards the future. And looking at this clip that they played, it's like, oh wow, from them, it shows where certain jobs definitely gonna be intact. When they had the robot behind the front desk at a hotel, looked like almost like a hotel, basically checking you in. You know, that's going to take away some other jobs. So, but let's dissect this whole clip. See if I can just run through this whole clip. Now, put you in the kitchen, help you throw the ball, dog, put away, up in the cabinet. I was looking gonna be some rich people who I see, but man, figure three looks like they're moving. They moving. It's like, really, you can use it as like a maid. It looks like almost putting away toys for the kids. But it's gonna be weird, kind of. I feel like, cause I don't know. I feel like maybe if you do have like a maid or somebody who helps you with things around the house and or in that field, they kind of more personalized with your family. So it's always like an in-house person. So it's kind of you get like just attached to that person a little bit. Maybe the kids might get attached. But how they really gonna is it? I mean, I guess baby, you can't have a robot babysit your kids. That's just not gonna be safe and recommended. But they're definitely gonna help run the house. I guess that may be a little assistant for the person who's if you probably have a babysitter, you probably wouldn't have to need a person who cleans no more. Because if the robots can take care of this while you're not home, while you're home or not home, put away the dishes, clean them, put stuff in the, washing the plates. They use like put stuff in the dishwasher. If you want to be more advanced, he was putting stuff in the dishwasher. But now he's washing the plates. Now you're opening up the dishwasher. So he kind of like rinsed off the plate, and then looks like he put it in the dishwasher now. So yeah, man, this is next level. This is next level stuff. Closing up. Now he's like doing the laundry. Him is put all the clothes in the laundry. It's crazy. Real time. It's real time stuff that's happening. Right, put the washer. Figure what you're getting there now. What you getting now? Oh, you stuff. But now you kind of don't even need to measure any detergent and stuff. You just put that little. Now he's moving on to like fold the clothes. So this is definitely looking like it's going to get to work, man. It's going to get to work. Fold clothes, do the laundry, all tasks, all different tasks. This one then he's showing around. Looks like it's like a hotel, checking a person in, or it could be a spa, it could be anywhere now. It's just basically showing how, they can run the front desk. They can run the front desk. Then they moved on to delivering packages. I was like, that's FedEx and UPS. All delivery. Have a robot delivery that. Show packages. Packaging things. Warehouse. Robots. Serving jobs. These are all jobs. And these are nothing but jobs that I'm looking at when I see these type of demonstrations. And I'm just like, oh man. It's coming. It's coming. It's definitely full effect. And it's ready to go. It's ready to launch. It's ready to launch, man. So with all this stuff coming, with all this protest and everything, these are things that people got to be aware of. These are the things that people have to be aware of. And while we aware of all this stuff in the future and technology, people are still talking about that Atlas, the three eye Atlas. That is the people updating it. Saying that the telescope had a very close look at it. Let's say they had to shoot something that is gonna basically destroy the telescope from looking at it, but when it did look at it, it seen something, seen it moving from because it says it's gonna be very clear. You can see we're at Mars. So it's this big old device moving. They said it broke out. It's dispersed into like three things, like to fill out. I'm like, what? What do you mean? This is not no rock. It's not no comet. This thing is breaking apart and dispersing to different places. It's saying, like, what? You know, man. They would what I said is supposed to come in November. So they say it's still moving in speed of light, 200 per hour. People talking about it. Um, but they didn't mention this one guy. You know, they said he kind of predicted what will happen to Donald Trump. But now he's saying that these are the things that might happen. They want them pieces that disperse that's heading to us. Said he's gonna see it on the ocean, and it's probably gonna be televised. And it's literally everybody's gonna see it, a ship, actual spaceship floating over the water. I mean, I seen something else. They talked about basically things under the water moving 2 hour per hour right now. Like there's a lot of they saying it might be some type of alien. I don't know what it is, but it says moving. He had a device that they can use underwater, and it goes deeper than deep pause. But it just shows how it's moving fast, and it's very large, and it's underwater. And they said they don't know what the hell that is. Yeah, but I play a clip what they was talking about in that other part about is the guy who
And it goes over the Mayan
Prophet
temples
Brandon
down
Big.
in Mexico. And I said, Lord, is there two of these? Because I keep praying about this. And he said, no, it's just one. And that's what's going to make everybody freak out because they're going to see it moving across the ocean. You understand? It's going to be something that's going to be on TV. It's going to move across the ocean. And people are going to freak out in the days ahead. Then I saw little bitty ships coming out of this mothership that were balls of light. And it wasn't a rich ship. It was demonic looking light that was traveling around causing confusion in our skies.
It's crazy how he said that, and then somebody just said they
Brandon,
seen
that's way out
something
there. Yeah,
moving
it is.
apart.
It was way out there to me. I didn't even want to talk about it. But I'm instructed. You say, well, Brandon, that sounds like you're on something. Well, no, folks, I'm just here to warn you. I'm just here to warn you. And as wild out there as it sounds, fearful sights you will see that will bring you to your knee. I'm here to warn you. The enemy is not playing fair with trying to deceive people with what's coming. He's going to throw all the curveballs he can to try to deceive the nations. When the Antichrist steps on the scene and he says, hey, we have a solution for all the problems in the days ahead. I have peace. I'm going to bring peace. I'm going to bring in prosperity. I'm going to do all this. But all you have.
So there's things that people said looks like it's coming. Pause. It's like I don't know, man. I don't know, but I'm not gonna pay attention because this other guy.
Did you hear the massive news today from NASA about 3I Atlas? 3I Atlas is that interstellar object that's traveling through our solar system and is going to do a flyby Earth. Well, NASA announced something that changes everything. They said that they pointed the James Webb Telescope at 3I Atlas and they pushed a button that shoots photon protein fiber beams in the direction of an object they want to see. But they said they can only use it once because it's so powerful it burns out the telescope. So James Webb Telescope is now burnt out, but it allowed them to get close-up imagery of 3I Atlas. And they said when they were looking at it serendipitously, 3 objects came out of the center of 3I Atlas.
I
They didn't
just
say
talked about
these
how
objects
something
broke
broke
off
out.
it. They said they came out of the center, and the objects have propulsioners on them. And so one of them they said is headed towards Earth. The second one is headed towards our moon, and the third one is
Headed toward
headed
our
randomly
moon.
towards Venus. And they said they're going so
Why is it coming
fast
to Earth?
that the one to Earth will get here in a week and a half. I have an inside source at NASA that leaked the imageries to me, and I'm going to post that
Oh
in part
man.
2, and you will not believe what these objects look like.
It's like pause, but it's just like these objects is coming, and it's like, what are we about to see? Man? What are we about to see? We didn't know AI would be the big. Well, I knew AI would be some, definitely life changing with certain things that's going on now. But I feel like these are the best times for something that's out of the world on another planet, another species to make its arrival. This is the best time, man. Because everything just looks fake. You cannot tell what's real and what's not no more. So this will be the best time. You know, best time for something like this to happen. But I ain't gonna lie, man. Are we ready to really experience this and see a different aliens or some type of creature upon us? I don't think we're ready because I wasn't ready, man. I'm still look at different animals that like even deers and things like that. Look at them if I up up front in person with them, and I'm like, oh, like I feel like like with different animals, it's just popping out of nowhere and it's kind of having to look at you and looking at me like, are we cool? You're not gonna hurt me. I'm not gonna hurt you. Are you good? You are. We good? We good? So so imagine now something big and tall or a different size or a different color or whatever the hell it is pops out. How are we gonna react? How are we gonna react? Because it's funny, that the alien that like was making he's like a rap. Everybody seeing him, from Atlanta. Like he just got his do rag. He's like a thug alien, basically. He's a thugged out alien. So this playing around, having fun with this, is this like getting us comfortable with these type of things if we do start seeing these type of aliens and species? Yeah, I tell you, like I said last time, what it was like last year, 2 years ago, whatever it was. Welcome, I told him welcome, but now it's really getting close. I feel like now it's getting close to something that we never happily to seen in our world. It might actually see something because if these things are coming, let's see what let's see what they got. Maybe they're bringing some type of technology that we don't have that they communicate. People talk about different teleportation. They're talking about these type of things. These are the next futuristic type of technology that I pray that they have, and this we don't have. But when I talked about real and not real, that the Zara was going crazy. But then they have the other one that's going crazy. Because everybody remember the viral clip that went up with Will Smith. When Will Smith was basically eating a spaghetti, and that was probably said that was like 2 years ago. Um, he was basically eating the spaghetti, looking weird. It was looking weird, all that stuff. But now they're showing like 2 years, not even basically, yeah, almost 2 years later, if not even like how quickly things are changing and things are evolving, because now it shows him perfectly looking like he's eating spaghetti. So that clip from that viral clip to now, and there are different ones that are using it, show you how advanced AI is looking and looking real. So these things could come. These things could show up. You never know. But look at this clip back in 2023. Now look at it. Perfectly eating spaghetti, looking like
Sometimes I'ma act bizarre.
come on, come on. This just shows you how things now is actually looking from the past, and all this stuff is moving very quickly. So the technology is very, getting advanced. Robots is getting everything together. Like it looking like they're getting ready for the futuristic world. The problem is the economy is not there. When it comes to this type of thing. So how's everything gonna fit? How's all this gonna all? So we're just gonna have to just keep paying attention. We're gonna have to be paying attention to see what goes on, what's the next thing. Because damn, November is almost there. December things should be everything should be associated. People should be able to see these type of things with the 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 motherland, the mothership, or whatever piece of object is moving towards Earth. We're gonna pay attention and see what that's gonna look like, and just go from there. But enough of all that technology talk. Let's get to first let's say rest in peace to D'Angelo, man. That's definitely devastation. it just shows you, he's gonna be missed from his great music that he left behind, his soulful, especially that type of era he had it on lock. Just coming with that type of vibe. Is he's definitely a legend in his own time. Because nobody was making music like him, and nobody put on a show like him. So it's definitely a hit to the R&B community with that. So and it's a tragedy, because their son that he had with Angie Stone, so for both his parents to be pass away, that's just a definitely hard feeling. So my condolences go out to the family and friends when it comes to that. But that's some good music. So make sure you keep the music alive, keep playing all his hits, and vibing out to that to keep his legacy going. When it comes to that. Uh, but talking about going, the verses, man, the verses, people was talking about the Cash Money versus the No Limit. Thinking like, who do you got? I mean, we can't sleep on No Limit. They got. Remember, they did have those hits, man. They did have those hits with Trina. Um, you know, I mean not Trina. I mean Master P. When that whole era was that, they had different ones when they did collaborate. They kind of did collaborate with different songs with No Limit and all that. I mean, but I mean, and Master P itself, he got some hits. Definitely got some hits. It's like a whole New Orleans battle out when it comes to there. But Cash Money, Cash Money catalog is deep. Cash in my I feel like that my era. When I listen to Cash Money from, because if they just go into Little Wayne, it can get different. Especially when he was like 16, Little Wayne, Bling Bling, Rolling. Then they got Manny Fresh. They got some, like, they all got the bag when they, different artists, and then don't even go into the Young Money. But Birdman got tracks too. He was, you know, he was definitely had some tracks. So give me a project, give me a rat. So they got some, it that's definitely a hard New Orleans uh battle. That's gonna be something crazy. So that for them to have that in Vegas, it's another, that's another nice battle they're gonna have for the verses. People definitely gonna want to watch that and see who's gonna win. Then who I got? I think they might end up. I got Cash Money. I ain't gonna lie, but just Master P, you gotta respect him anyway from his endeavor. So building his own label, independent from ground up, and then being a music mogul. That's definitely it. But then you gotta give it up to Birdman. Birdman, boy, still got the best industry contract or checks that went out to build an empire that nobody ever even topped yet. So it's definitely, like you always say, you better put some respect on his name. So Birdman, you definitely put respect on Birdman's name. And what he built. Especially when it comes to the Cash Money, the Nickies, the Drakes, all that, the Tigers, um, Juveniles, BG, all of them over there. It's a nice conglomerate that they built over there. So that's definitely going to be a show that they're going to put on and hits. You're going to hear a bunch of hits go back to back. So it's definitely cool to check that out when that goes down. Let's get some new music. Let's get some new music, man. New music. Let's go with since I was talking about some R&B. You got Ty Dolla Sign. He finally dropped that Tycoon. Listening to that album, I look at it as like no skips on there. Definitely, like you said, you got a little bit of everything for everybody on listening to the album. Can't believe in 4 years, from him just do a solo project, because the masterpiece he put together with Kanye West when it comes to the Vulture, that went to number one. Definitely talked about that. So for him to branch out, and just finally put all his songs together that he had, definitely put a dope project together. Definitely dope project together. Babes, I like the Tiger record. I did like that one. That was when I kept hearing it. I kept hearing that the Twitch one. That was dope. You know, even the Quavo one with Juicy J, Don't Kill the Party. That sound like a nice vibe. LA party and a party little anthem. Uh, Surprised to see that it said Rocky on there. That track's not too hard too. So look like when you go rave and perform that on these big old events and arenas, that's definitely something to listen to. And then that one him and a rich kid, he did crazy on that Vulture joint. So for them to run it back, have it on repeat, that yeah, that joint's crazy. That joint's crazy. Also I like the Little Wayne joint. That joint is tough too. Um, Also the one with Tycoon, Young Baby, and Young Thug. That's a nice hitter. And then the one that he's running all crazy right now, the Smile Body Pretty Face, Kodak Black and YG. So he got a bunch of tracks. And the other tracks, I don't even think it should have been that low. It don't really sound like them, but the way they mixed it, mixed emotions with Travis Scott and Leon Thomas, his artist, tough, tough, tough. Like that's all tough. Like so he got tough tracks, man. He got a bunch of tough tracks on there. So definitely go check out, Ty Dolla Sign Tycoon. Didn't he just definitely didn't disappoint, and I don't think he was ever to disappoint. So he's an artist, a producer, writer, all that stuff. So it's for him to keep making music and has some hits already. It's crazy. So yeah, definitely put together a great project again. So congratulations, hats off to that. Go check out that Tycoon. See who else drops some new music. Skip it up to what's coming up. Davies, shout out to Davies, Karma 4. That's also definitely dope project that's you can ride out to, listen to. He's mixing things up too when it comes to his different style of music. He got his streets music on there, and then he also got some for the ladies. Got some R&B joints there. Jacquees on there. Um, Jeremiah, those tracks too. It's definitely a nice project, and then he's, for him, he's talking about how he had different little skits. From just talking about now he's going independent and doing his own thing. Just be able to keep his own money. And not having the label give so much to percentages and things like that, where he feels like he does all the work. Why do you gotta share all this profit and he's doing all the work? So for him to just branch out and put this album together is dope. It's dope. He got a bunch of videos running around too for this project. So I want to get into that a little bit. When I'm rocking with, I like the Bottega Trunk. That joint is hard. Still, that joint is definitely hard. What is that? Havana. The Havana is hard. I like the Met Gala too. The Met Gala is hard too with the key clock. I really like the Demon. Like the R&B joint. Like I said, Stand on that with Jeremiah. Especially the one with Nip. Just hearing Nip again. Um, that was definitely hard. 12 months. 12 months. Um, yeah. The Numb. I like that one too. The Numb. So he got a bunch of tracks over there. Desperation. That was that was hard too. Neat Buck. That joint was hard. Yeah. So you got a bunch of tracks. Definitely got a bunch of tracks. Like I said, the one with Jeremiah, all that stuff. So if you go check out his project, man, it's definitely Project Karma 4. Just on 4 now. So he been got a nice body work that he's putting out. We still on New York. Let's talk about the Mob Deep. The Mob Deep album to hear Prodigy. That's just definitely you know it's good to hear. The he dropped that project. He was putting it together. He said he's working on it for a while. So but in the project they put together called Infamous, definitely it's kind of like, so it's not, I wouldn't say sad, but it's just to hear him again. Still with his point of views and just being him is dope. It's still dope. I like those collaboration with Nas. Nas all over the album. Those tracks definitely stand out to me most. Love what he did with Down for You, and definitely with Havoc from him just making beats. He definitely got a list of all hits he made. Beats wise. So for him just be hands on to that, the project is definitely hard. Just alone with his beat selection. What else? Yeah, so definitely with the Down for You, that joint is hard. Four for Henny. It's definitely a New York. It's New York bop. It's definitely a New York feel. To have to listen to, take a listen to. It's definitely a New York vibe, but that's what they do. Stick to what you know, what you do. And that's just, you have your core audience, you have your core fans, so that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do at the end of the day. So they'll check out that Mobb Deep, Infamous, put their prodigy on there. Who else we got? Okay. That's something good for music wise. That's good for music wise. Yeah, I think what we got for there. All right, guys. Let's get into some motivation. Motivation. I need a motivation. Mhm. All right. All right. So this one says the biggest breakthroughs often come after the biggest frustration. Just keep pushing. Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree with that. Things be so frustrating. Things be so frustrating. Maybe something didn't go right. Maybe the timing is wrong, and you just be mad about things. You like, damn, I don't want to do it. Forget about it. But that's part of. They always say that's part of the process. That's part of the process. There's gonna be frustration. Things are not gonna go your way. Things you even finish, it might not even you put together. You thought it was gonna be something else, but it turned out to be something else, other thing. So it's like nothing's always gonna come together. I mean, eventually it'll try to come together, but it'll never be what you thought it might be at first. But they say keep going, keep pushing. You gotta keep putting things together and figuring things out. So that's part of the process, part of the journey. So that's how I took it when I heard that type of quote. So yeah, for everybody, keep pushing, keep going. That's what I'm gonna try to do. That's what I encourage everybody else to do. I feel like somehow, some way you can do it. Put your mind to it and just do it and get it done. That's what I want everybody to feel. Want everybody to focus, and that's how what I'm trying to do. And that's hope everybody sees that, and the universe bless me and bless you. But yeah, I think that's what all I got for everybody today. So thanks for joining me for episode 83. You've been rocking with Dubop. In the meantime, between times, peace.
I love it. You guys are so great.